totally lesbian. I'm
Okay.
so gay. I'm so gay. Like, I've been gay. Like, I was gay before I was straight. People bullied me for being a lesbian. I went home and asked my mum what a lesbian was. That's how long I've been gay. I was probably about 8 or 9 years old at school in Birmingham. And, yeah, I went home and asked my mum what a lesbian was. And lemon, which is a slang word in Birmingham for lesbian. So I was being called a lemon pretty much all through school and stuff like that. Before I had any sexuality myself that I had discovered, I was given it and was taunted and stuff like that at school verbally for being gay, and I hadn't even experimented or had a gay incident or anything like that. As far as I remember, I hadn't done anything, or I wasn't even into boys yet. Boys kind of came first and then girls came later, but I hadn't actually got a sexuality and I was being accused of being gay. I mean, my coming out is the most boring coming out thing. I was trying to be all emotional and crying, and all my friends were like, yeah, we know. Like, yeah, been waiting. Like, pretty much everyone, nobody was shocked, was surprised. Not my Jamaican grandmother, not the people I went to church with, none of my school friends. Nobody was surprised. I was trying to like, okay. And they were like, yeah. Because of all the stuff that had happened when I was younger, being called gay and things like that, it made me quite homophobic. I reverted completely the other way because I'd been bullied and called gay and everything, and I wasn't. I liked boys. So, and I was brought up very religiously. So I went to a Seventh-day Adventist church on a weekend, and then I went to a Catholic school Monday to Friday. So I actually only had a Sunday that didn't have any religion. That's the only day. And so I loved Sundays. But because of that, a lot of the religious influence and things, it's wrong in a lot of, the old school eyes. It's wrong, it's the devil's work. You shouldn't be doing that. So, it took me quite a while to accept it and actually start physically putting into place my lesbianism. If I see my church friends and stuff now that I grew up with, they know, everybody knew anyway, like I say, but they're kind of cool with me now. And my grandmother, before she died, she didn't agree, but she loved me anyway. So she was kind of all right. And I could take my partner to her house and be around her, and she was cool, which was amazing. So once I got that sort of stamp of approval from the very person that I thought would have to shut me out of her life because of her religious beliefs, she didn't do that. So after then, I had the gold seal of, I don't care about anybody's opinion, because that was the only opinion that I actually really cared about. I got started in music in about in the 90s, let me say that. And I started out on a sound system. Well, I first originally started out destroying my parents' records, scratching, messing around and all of that. And so I joined a sound system when I was 15 and was the young little one, and learned, the ropes in that way of carrying boxes and passing records. And I wasn't really high up on the rung, but I was part of the team. And that let me know that that's what I wanted to do. And so I used to play reggae records and stuff. But my friends were really into this weird rave music that I didn't like. But they begged me to play some tunes for them when we had gigs and stuff. So I did, and I would just pick the mic up and just be like, and they would go nuts because it really fit on top of that kind of rave music. Come follow me, and they loved it. And so they were like, you've got to come to a rave and do that. It's really good. And so I did. And from that moment, I met a promoter who was like, yeah, come and do that at my party, another person. And then I met a DJ who then, come with me, but you need to write some lyrics because that it ain't going to work. So then I started formulating lyrics which were all about women's liberation and stuff, because there was no women MCs on the scene at that time. So I was very much, bad gal, pick up all the ladies and stuff in the raves. So yeah, that was fun times. I left Birmingham for two reasons. One was my sexuality, that I was trying to discover myself. There weren't that many black gay people in Birmingham at that time. This is 94, maybe. So there were 3 black lesbians on the scene. One was insane, one, no, and there was me. So, you know, yeah, I had to just move and be around like-minded people. And the second reason why I moved was for my career. All the clubs were in London. All the DJs lived in, you know, it's kind of, you'll get gigs, you can do a gig for £150, but you're not going to travel from Birmingham all the way down there because that's all the money. Where are you going to stay? So basically I did that for my career. London was really good in the 90s. South London was great. The black gay scene, there weren't many club nights because the venue owners would not let you rent the club. But there were a lot of house parties, like sort of like, you know, traditional blues shindigs. And the first time I went to a house party, there was big black men at the door, all stood by the doorway, and you've got to like walk past them to get in. It was hardcore dancehall. People were whining and everything, and I was like, this isn't gay. This is not a gay party. I'd never seen gay people like that before. I would thought you had to listen to ABBA and like steps, like that kind of, you know, music that's in the more sort of cheesy white gay scene in Birmingham. And so they were just dancing and winding up with each other, and I remember just being shocked. I had never seen black gay people being black, just, you know, and yeah, I remember having a real sort of cheesy, almost montage moment, you know, in the movies when you see someone and they're home and they put their hands in the air and they're like... I was pretty much doing that everywhere I went because of the excitement. I couldn't believe it. And so I was like, I'm never leaving. This is it. There was so many STDs around Soho in the noughties because everyone was just getting drunk and sleeping with each other and having unprotected sex and stuff. I remember rubber glove packs and all of that. No, you're looking at me like, what the hell? You know, like surgical gloves for safe sex? No. I'm actually a little bit distressed that you don't know about that. It's not the best, like, but they tried to make that, you know, snapping a glove on or something sexy. Around Soho, you used to be given safe sex packs, and they would have a packet of lube, a surgical glove, and a dental dam inside there. A friend that I know, she met her girlfriend via an app. But yeah, I'm used to the more sort of analogue, meet someone, see them across the room and say like, hello, or easy. Or just go up and say like, hello, what's your name? Would you like a drink? I found to be the best chat up line. Hello. That's pretty much how I got girls. Yeah. Or, wait a minute, no. You know what I remember mostly about the lesbian scene and the 90s is the death stare, the lesbian stare, where you don't know if they want to fight you or fuck you. It's the same stare. Right, wait a minute. That's it right there. Now, did I want to fight? I kind of look like I wanted to fight you, right? It's the same thing. It's like I'm going to come and fist you up. Like, no, wait, hold on, wait. So, yeah, there was a lot of that. And that comes, I think, from women. We're just not trained in society as we grow up being little girls to go and approach somebody and say, I find you very attractive. You know, we don't make ourselves that vulnerable. And so I think for a lot of shy people and women, they find it difficult to approach somebody, especially if you're like, with your friends. You know, it's a bit hard to break a circle and then say like, hi, I like one of you. It's like being stared at by a hungry wolf. It's just, you don't know if he's going to bite you or lick you. The black gay scene is tiny. It's bigger now. When Bootylicious started, it really let us know and began to sort of make a real community and a place where people could travel from all over the country and all over Europe necessarily and come to a black gay event that was in a big venue and things. So I really loved being a part of that. And I also, I might not necessarily love the music as much on the other scenes and, other aspects of the lesbian community, but it's more about community. It was just about being around like-minded women rather than going out for music necessarily. My first Pride I marched, I think it was 95, was my first Pride, and I felt a real solidarity and that I was being a real gay, knowing what Stonewall is and just researching that, moving from Birmingham to London, and I sort of immersed myself into the scene. And I remember marching and people just shouting abuse and throwing cans and coins and, just shouting really homophobic abuse at us and stuff like that. So I remember it was quite harsh just to get to the park. Once you were at the park, you were safe, but on the march and getting to and from the park was quite dangerous. You could get gay bashed. There was a lot of that going on. But when you were inside there, it was the most liberating, free space. I remember in the women's tent, the first time I saw this, I was freaked out because I'm a bit uptight about showing skin and wearing makeup. I was raised really religiously, so I'm not used to that. I didn't rebel. So I'm in the women's tent and everyone's dancing and they've got these two podiums and there's women on these two podiums and each side of the podium are goading each other to take their tops off, and they're doing it, and as each woman does it, everyone cheers, and so they're there and they're just dancing with their tits out. I'd never seen nothing like it, and so I remember just being like, what the and so there was just a tent full of 800 women and about a third of them were just topless. I had an Instagram account for a while and I used to post pictures and things like that. And gradually, as I stopped doing so many gigs, I didn't have any pictures and stuff to put on there. And then I'm just sitting at home looking at all my friends and colleagues and things. And I had real FOMO, and just sort of, I felt quite depressed. And I thought, I watch a lot of videos and they really cheer me up and make me laugh. I don't know, just one day, I just did it. I just filmed a video of myself talking and I got a really good response. And people who know me personally texted me or called me and said that they thought it was funny and that I should carry on. So the whole Instagram videos thing is really new for me as well. And I still have a lot of shyness about being me and letting people see that, because I've always been MC Chickaboo. So now I'm being more open. People are responding to me in a really positive way. And so I can't stop now, even though I kind of want to go back in my little shell and hide. But now I've put things out there. I've spoken about my health issues. People who suffer the same as me or have their own issues. I've had suicidal people private message me saying that, me being open about my health has really helped them get rid of a schism that they had about it. Because if I'm being open about it, then so can they. And that's it's really a bit overwhelming, and I feel a bit responsible for some people's health now. That if I keep going, then maybe they can just hitch a ride on me and maybe on a daily basis see a video or a story that I've told and be amused or uplifted. I wanted to have a gimmick, and my partner really likes the way that I say easy. If somebody's doing something a bit risque or dancing, I'll say that easy. And so I don't know. It just kind of happened. It was just something stupid that I did. And as I say, sometimes when you start something and people respond really positively, whether you like it or not, that's what you have to keep doing, because that's what the response is for. So, easy. I first discovered cannabis therapy. I saw some stuff about it on Instagram via America, and people talking about it, and some documentaries on Viceland, which were really informative and stuff. So I went on a fact-finding mission to Canada where it's legal, and did research, took my prescription and went to see a medical professional who advised me what type of cannabis and how I should be consuming it. And it opened my eyes in that it's not just a drug to get you high, it's medicine. And so instead of just smoking it and being high, I now take it as medicine, so I have to take it in its purest form of condensed oils and things like that. And through doing the cannabis therapy, I've given up morphine, liquid morphine, tramadol tablets, all the opiates that are really damaging for your health. So yeah, it's changed my life, and hopefully we'll be able to vote in a new government who will legalise it for medicinal use, which that's what it's crucially important for. It stops my nerve damage messages to the brain telling me that I've just had an operation all the time, that there's something really wrong. Something in my brain has rewired, and so the oils and stuff, they stop that signal. So my body is really stoned. That's basically the difference, rather than my mind. To make your body really stoned, and then it's really helpful. It's helping people with cancer, it's helping people with nerve damage like myself. Chemotherapy patients are relieved with the symptoms of chemotherapy can be quite harsh. So it alleviates that, gives you an appetite, helps you sleep. So yeah, it's brilliant, and it's a wonder plant. I'm not going to call it a drug.
What advice would you give yourself? You're 20.
Don't sleep with her, don't sleep with her, don't sleep with her, don't sleep with her. And definitely not her. And that him, do you remember him? What the hell? And her again. Yeah. The advice I would give to my younger self would probably be to take more risks and use my time more wisely. That I made a lot of connections with people, and instead of working on them to progress myself, I chose to party with them and then just leave it at that. And so now I'm older and wiser, I see how many opportunities that there actually were presented to me that I ignored. So I would say, yeah, don't party so hard. You don't need to drink a whole bottle of vodka. Just don't need to, kid. You don't need to do that. So yeah, those I think that's it.